So I'm looking for Damon. He's back, but I have. So we need to film some stuff for the F12 series to put at the beginning of that video of a bunch of footage that we shot. What are you looking for, bro?
Empty boxes.
So we're going to film a beginning and ending for the next F12 video that's going to come out. We're going to do the announcement at the beginning, but we'll talk about the announcement at the beginning. You know what I'm talking about. Just kind of giving them an update on that car, and then it's going to rip through a whole bunch of footage in the middle. I walked through the footage with Dave already, but I can show you that stuff later. What's up?
What?
We're going to film for the F12 video.
Well, you've been standing here talking to me for 60 seconds. You guys should know by now that when I'm doing something, I can only focus on one thing at once. I have no clue what you just said.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm looking for socks, bro. I've been here for like 2 weeks.
Are you wearing socks right now?
I have 2 weeks I've been here with a carry-on. I've worn the same pair of socks. My rule's usually twice. I've worn the same pair of socks, every pair of socks, 3 times.
Did you work out now?
It's disgusting.
He takes them off.
That's bad.
So listen, hold on. Don't be judging me. I do wash them at my hotel. So I take some of the shower gel and I put all the socks in the sink with hot water and I wash them and then I rinse them and then I hang them all up on the shower curtain bar.
Yeah.
And I also do that with my workout clothes because I only bring 2 pairs of shorts, 2 shirts. Now the cool thing about workout clothes is that they're made out of a material that usually dries in 24 hours. The problem with socks take 48 hours. So I have to rotate them. And sometimes I put them outside in the sun.
That's nice.
But when I get back, it's gotten windy and there's like 4 or 5 pairs that are in the garden on the bottom floor.
Or they're all dirty, dusty
Yeah,
leaves.
Do you have a knife?
Yeah.
Thanks. Those are not socks.
What are those hoodies?
I like you grabbed it by the blade end. Oh. That's how thick his
Safety
calluses
first.
are. Aha!
Box of socks.
What size are those?
My size. Everybody else has to try to fit into my shoes. Or my socks. That is amazing. Babe, you can cross socks off. I found them.
That should be it. For another couple days.
It's crazy how much overstock stuff we have. We have stickers. We have these yellow hats, which are super dope. These we made kind of after my Mercy that is no longer in existence. So yellow hats are cool. We have only a little bit of DD stuff, but it's mainly YSOB, which is super sick. Not even close, bro.
I don't think those
Not
are
good.
stretched.
I'm
Size 16.
I'm wearing these.
If you cut the toe part out,
If you're wearing them,
your
put them on
toes are
right now.
just-
If you're gonna do it, put them on right now. And while you're doing that, now I'm listening. So tell me, what do you want me to do? What was the plan?
So we're gonna film the beginning and ending of the next F12 video,
Okay.
in which we will announce the update for that car, and
The
what's
update of what car?
for the F12.
Why'd you look that way? The F12's that way.
I don't know. I was
That
thinking
really
about
tripped me out.
why I did that. Right when I did, I was like, why did I do that? But yeah, wanted to bring up the plan for this engine, and when
This engine?
yeah, you know
Where the
about
f did this engine come from?
this is Mike's.
This is your engine?
it's my engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember
I'm so
we were
lost.
talking about
We want to do the build series for the storage channel with this engine.
We're doing build series for a stories channel now?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like you are the boss here now.
so remember
I legit
when we
have
were
no
talking
idea what's
about-
going on with this company
about
anymore.
doing drift training for you.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
So that's what this engine is for.
I thought we were using the white car.
Oh, dude, not even a problem.
You got a
socked
sock
up.
over a sock?
It's cold. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude.
He didn't want to unleash the hounds.
I'm actually...
Guys, Mark's OnlyFans is up and running now, so check him out if you want to see some very clean-cut toenails and whatever his feet might look like. You guys can check that out.
He's a foot model.
Dude, I got sandals in my car. You gotta be careful.
markstoes.com.
As easily as I get distracted, quick story, I actually met the hand model for iPhone. So if you remember all the commercials, like when the first 6 iPhones came out, if you remember how they'd show the phone and a hand would come up and like touch the screen and do all that stuff? That was a male hand, and the guy who was the hand model lived in Venice, and he was actually really good friends with a friend of mine, Patrick, who I hung out with when I'd come down here before I ever did YouTube, who we both did affiliate marketing together. And Patrick was originally my network manager, so, or affiliate manager, you would call him. So he was the guy I met through one of the networks I worked with, and I used to talk to him online. Had never met him for years, and then one day when I went to an affiliate summit west in Vegas, we finally got to connect and meet face to face, and we hit it off. Really cool dude. Let me stay at his house in Venice a couple of times when I came down here. And yeah, his buddy was the hand model for iPhone, and he'd walk around with gloves on all day because he couldn't.
Oh, that's
because
crazy.
his hands, no BS, were insured for $1.5 million.
That's crazy. That's pretty cool. I think I should get that insured. Just as a
He wore gloves everywhere he went because his hands had to be perfect for the commercials for that contract. So
Yeah. It's a lot
that was a
of
long.
work.
That was also a long time ago,
Yeah.
like 15 plus years ago.
Now they would just
Now it's AI.
Now it's AI.
Generated hands.
You don't say anything, you just talk to Siri. Okay. What's
So-
going on with this engine?
So this engine is to replace the engine in my
Honda Civic Type R.
You wish.
my F30 demo car, the black car.
Oh, the black car. That's right.
So that's what I want to teach you in.
Okay.
So,
real question. Why that car and why not the E46?
Well, that car is, for one, it's already got a seat and a slider in it, so it's easy to adjust. But my Pro car is very much just set up for me. So I'd have to cut mounts out of the car and make more room for seat sliders. And my, my whole driving position is pretty,
Dude, we're identical.
same.
Same. My shoulder is literally over your
Yeah,
shoulder.
my shoulder is in his
my
armpit right now. It's
armpit.
pretty warm in there, too.
Okay, that makes more sense. So it's more adjustable to the fact that it'll fit me better and we're not moving stuff around because you need to keep your Tom car the way it is so that if we go into more stuff, you can show the fans what's up.
Yeah, but also, so that the F30 has adjustable steering column, so we can set that up. It's got the same Samsonus that we're putting in the F12. It's got the same e-brake that we're putting in the F12, and it's a longer wheelbase that's close to the F12.
That makes sense.
Suspension geometry is closer to this car. So overall, it'll be an easier transition from my F30 into the F12.
That makes
And
sense.
it's an F chassis, right? It's an F30, and this is an F12.
Stop it.
So
Stop
I'm just
it.
making all the connections.
Stop it. Stop it,
This is
Michael.
half. This is half
This
of the
is,
power
yeah, this is a
as the
six-cylinder,
F12.
3 liter.
It's a straight 6.
We put two of them together
Boom.
in a V, and it becomes a Ferrari engine that's
Stop
6
it.
liter.
These guys, I can't handle this right now.
What if that was your plan for the F12? Hey guys,
you know-
what if we just took 2 straight 6s, BMW engines, slapped them in there?
Remember when they said to cut the budget in half? So we literally cut it in half, and we've got a 6-cylinder now instead of a 12.
Hey, why do you need a new engine? I thought that car had an engine in it.
It does, but long story, real short. It's a B58. This is a B58. They're not that durable,
Oh, really?
apparently. So we lost one engine. We tried to do a super fast rebuild on it, like 24 hours.
Ooh.
Pull the engine out of the car, rebuild the entire engine with new pistons and rod with machine work, throw it all back together, get it running, and go straight to the track. And we made it, but then it only made 6 or 7 laps until it spun a bearing again. And I think it was the oil cooler. We couldn't find one. And we tried to clean it out, but I think there was still metal debris in there. And then when it got hot, cycled the oil through, pulled those metal shavings in, killed the second engine.
Yeah.
So
What are these worth?
I got this one for like $5,000.
Well, that's not bad.
So
Well, where do you get them?
so it is damaged, right? It's
Yeah.
it's hit.
This
oil
isn't
cans
new.
cracked.
guys do to it?
Yeah. Well, it was obviously in a wrecked car, but I have the other stuff from the other engine. I'll buy a new oil cooler. I have the other oil pan, so we'll swap the parts
I'll buy
from
one.
the other one.
If you're going to make me a test car or a practice car to learn in, we can buy this stuff on Dave's salary.
Thanks, Dave.
Where do you buy stuff like this from? Do you have a wrecker?
Yeah, this is just from eBay.
eBay.
Honestly, there's so many of the big wrecking like yards are all on eBay.
This is a common engine in BMWs. Don't mind
Yeah,
me.
it came in a
You
bunch
want-
of BMWs.
I know nothing about cars or motors for the most part. I know even less when it comes to anything that's not exotic.
This is the Supra engine. This was what was in your Supra.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, new Supras. They're slightly different, but it's
How are they
the
not durable?
Supra-
Everyone's beating the piss out of these things.
Well, they're all in like the 650 to 700-ish
Oh,
horsepower
you had
range.
more than that in theirs?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
It was like 800, but then like beating on it, right?
Yeah.
Limiter, like
Limiter.
driving it really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned that lesson in the McLaren. You guys remember that? Manny Kosh had been freaking out. Car caught on fire for a second. That was the limiter.
Yeah.
Third gear. Bang.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, we'll throw this in there. We'll retune it. We'll turn the power down a little bit so it's like 650-ish.
Reliable.
It'll be reliable and it'll,
Something to learn on.
yeah.
What size tires on that car?
Right now it's a 295/40,
Is that what we'd run on the Ferrari?
probably.
And what size wheel?
18s. It's like an 18 by 10 and a half, 18 by 11.
That's cool. Very cool.
So that's, yeah.
We'll have
That's
to
what's
do
gonna happen with this guy.
we'll probably have to do a black wheel with nice big chunky tires on the F12 because the F12 has really big wheel wells.
Well, that's something that I wanted to incorporate into the design. So when they make the wide body kit,
Yeah.
the openings in the fenders are actually moved down, so the wheels don't look so out of place.
Yeah.
So it can be designed around an
That's
18-inch tire with a 40 series sidewall. Otherwise, it's got that massive cutout for like a 22 in the back, and no matter what you put on there, it'll look small.
That had 21s in there before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really neat.
Hey, Mike.
So when are you gonna do this?
Oh, could we run center locks on the drift car? Like,
Absolutely.
have you ever put that on one of your drift cars before?
No. Kind of when I came into the series, they outlawed it. So they were like, wheels are too expensive, the center lock stuff's too expensive. So it was air jacks and center locks. They were like,
That's so cool, though, right?
yeah,
It's cool, but it's
awesome.
it is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Like
I
when
wanna
these guys
have-
just run lugs, you see how quick it is to take the wheels on and off.
I think they're also worried about, like, from a tech standpoint, if people start putting center locks on their cars that, like, on a Nissan 240 SX, where are they getting these center locks from?
Yeah.
Who's making them?
Yeah.
Has it passed any kind of stress testing, or is it some random stuff from China that's going to fail, like casting's going to break and the wheel's going to fall off
it's
and
true.
hit a spectator?
Yeah, because when you think about what the center lock is, what it is, it's got more chances to fail than
Oh,
you know,
it has to be-
5 lugs.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, think about Skinny's car going to Monterey Car Week. When I was watching his car for him, in front of him, 2 cars behind me watching his wheel wobble, I'm like, you can't feel that, bro? He's like, no, I didn't feel anything. And when we got the car in the air, it was 1 lug holding that on. 4 of them had backed out,
Yeah.
like right out.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, these like have to be built properly, and then they have the detent pin. So if the nut comes loose, the nut doesn't come off and the wheel doesn't come off.
Yep.
There's a lot of engineering behind it.
Yeah. Well, it's like the CGT. My wheel was coming backed off on that thing.
Yeah.
And we caught it, and the little clip thing caught it from backing all the way
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Scary. Well, that's cool. So when are we gonna put that in? Tomorrow?
Pretty soon. Pretty soon, I think.
Sooner than tomorrow or later?
Probably like a day after tomorrow.
That'd be Saturday. You work on Saturdays now?
Tim, you working on Saturday?
Tim's working on Saturday. It's official.
this motor right now. Tim, where you? Tim?
Tim is putting this motor in.
Oh, look.
We need a favor.
We need. Sean? Sean's coming into this conversation. Is he coming? F7.
Sean, this is serious, bro.
We have a serious inquiry for you.
Hey, yo, when's this motor going in?
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. What should go in?
The F30? Oh, Jay-Z all day,
You know, honestly, I was about to put an S54 in it, but then I have to change everything.
Everything.
Everything. So I'm like, we're gonna give this B58 one more chance, and hopefully it'll go in the car and it'll run good.
What are you so don't do it?
So what's the issue?
How long did the last one run?
Yep.
About 30 seconds? Yeah.
So one more chance. We'll give it since I have everything and it'll just bolt in. We'll try it again. If it doesn't work, then we'll do a swap. But the swap is like easily 150 hours.
Real work.
And intake manifold, exhaust manifold, all the wiring, all the plumbing, the wiring harness for the engine side,
There's got to be a way to build this stronger.
adapters.
There's got to be.
There is, but it's
It can't be that bad. It's the engine. Dude, it's the
You,
engine that's in the
Ken,
Supra.
and Papadakis,
Yeah.
in what, a year? Had been easily like 15 motors.
Yeah.
I know Ken alone was probably like
Ken,
5.
Ken 4 or 5, yeah,
Yeah.
one season. And then, yeah, I was talking to Papadakis, and he was like, yeah, sometimes we build these things and they run for 4 or 5 events and, you know, make 1,200 horsepower. Sometimes we put them in, we start the car, and it gets a rod knock on startup. It's sitting in the pits.
But they're
fired up.
trying to make 1,200 horsepower.
Yeah, but still, when you build a new engine and you start it up and something fails, that's not a horsepower thing, right? It never even got run. It didn't even go on the dyno. It's got a really weird oil pump. The oiling system is just kind of, I don't know.
You're really selling me on this now.
Yeah.
The what's in the back?
Like, you know, like usually you have your like timing gears and everything on the front side.
Are we talking
Sorry.
about cars right now?
No, but that's the way you got to twist them.
Like usually it'd be over here,
Yeah, they're on the
but
back.
it's all in the back. So like if you have to do any sort of like cam,
It's so simple.
all the
The
cams-
cams are so simple. There are so many things, like the way the Vanos works on this is like you can't really mess it up. It's so easy to time it. It's a really easy engine to work on, but there's something internal that just isn't happy. I don't know. I don't know if the crankshaft has flex in it, and that's what's killing bearings.
This motor got daddy issues, bro.
Yeah.
It's broken on the inside.
Did you get it?
No, it's good.
Who is it? Who is it?
Who's at the door?
I don't know. Mark didn't answer it, so I didn't answer it.
Who's at the front door?
Did you go to the front?
Did you go to the front?
I went to the front.
Was someone there?
Well, Mark was standing there like, oh, don't open it, so I didn't open it.
Oh, who's here? Mark, who is at the door?
Oh, this is guy. He has a cleaning company. He stopped by here a couple times.
What's he want?
He's like just a rep for a company that does like I've talked to him before. They do like sanitation for like hospitals.
Oh, did you talk to him?
I've talked to him like 3 times. He stopped by. Often.
Oh, I'll deal with him. What's up, man?
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm John from Windsor. Is Mike here? Mike Essa?
Yeah, he's in the back.
Yeah, I got some stuff to put
Come on.
together for you today.
Come on.
Oh, piano already, huh?
Oh, everywhere. Come on. Mike's in the back.
Cool, thanks.
What was your name?
I'm John.
John.
And you?
Damon.
David.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, John. It's John from Windsor.
Hey, what's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right. How are you?
Good, good. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Mark's like, I think it's a guy from the cleaning place. He comes here all the time. I'm like, can you talk to him? Are you sure it's the same guy?
Security
He's just standing there. Yeah. There's like 3 guys staring at you through the glass. No one wanted to open the door for you.
He just sees like
Yeah.
another coffin.
Nah, you're good. There you go. You guys are good to go. That's not the cleaning guy. That's John from Windsor. That's Mike's homie, bro. You think all white guys with beards, he's like a Santa Claus in his off season or what?
That's great.
Hey man.
It's Santa in the off season. He's trying to sell me cleaning products. I've been watching more and more racing. Dude, it's so intense. It makes me kind of want to race. At least, like, I need to race one race. So what race should I race in? Like honestly.
Well, we should talk about that. I mean, I think it would be really cool to do an endurance race.
Yes. So where's endurance racing start? 4 hours? 6 hours? 12? I know there's the big ones, 12.
Yeah, that's an intense one to get into. They have like 3 hour, 4 hour, and 6 hour endurance races.
Oh, they do. Okay.
So that would be
Even 3 hours, dude, sitting in that car for 3 hours would be brutal. It would be really brutal.
well. You would so in a 3 hour race, I think they require that you have 2 drivers.
Really?
So they
So
don't have a
you-
driver that's in the car
Hour
for
and
3
a half,
hours.
an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That would still be really brutal.
yeah.
An hour and a half in that car? Dude, I was burnt after doing like, was it 5-6 laps at Laguna? I was like, whew. I got out and I was just like, heart's pounding. You start to find, when we were even at Streets, ripping around there, I started to find my left hand, this muscle, start cramping up. Something about how I held the wheel
Yeah.
and the way that the track turns more a certain way. I grabbed the wheel in a funny way where my left hand cramps up.
I think you were just too tense,
Probably.
and you're gripping. Yeah, you were gripping the wheel too tight.
Yeah.
And that's something. It just takes time, and also like mentally you have to think about it and go, okay, relax, because you don't have it doesn't like it has power steering. It's not super hard to turn the wheel, right?
Yeah, it does.
So, but you're like your whole body is tense, and you're holding the wheel,
Oh yeah.
and you feel like everything. So some cars that I drive, my whole left side and my butt the next day is like sore
Yeah.
because I'm trying to hold myself in somebody else's car with a wide seat where I can't, I'm sliding around in the seat, so I have to
Really?
like really brace myself, and then I get out of the car and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, you have that little bit. I've actually done that on long drives and rallies. I find that sometimes I'd get in the Aventador, and because there's no clutch pedal, there's just the dead pedal, you get this weird off-angle slouch, and then after like driving for 9 hours or 10 hours on a gumball day, it's like you get out and I'm like, ooh, the first day I find I get this pain down the right side because I'm leaning a certain way to try to compensate. And I'll do that sometimes. I'll be driving and I'll put my leg will sit on the floor like this, and then this leg straight,
Yeah.
right, for hours.
Yeah.
But you can never put this leg up and straighten this leg out because it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It's funny. What would be a endurance race event? Like what type of event? Who puts them on?
The most common one around here is run by NASA, which is National Auto Sport Association.
It's Fast 9. We're going to the moon.
Going to the moon.
We're going to the moon. So we're racing Fieros.
But
NASA.
they have some enduros. They call it like West Coast Endurance Challenge or something like that.
Yeah.
And
They
they
can't find the front door. He just came over here.
wandering around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Touching.
in order to do a NASA race, do you have to do like other races, or could you just like enter in one?
Well, you have to have a license.
Yeah,
So
you
to
have to
get
get
your
qualified.
NASA license, you have to go through either a race school
Yeah.
or through like a NASA racing clinic. So you have to do a certain amount of like track days with them,
That's all you, Mark.
and they basically give you like check you off. Is he trying to drop something off, or is he? I don't know. He's looking for a different place. All right.
He's looking for the printing company on the other corner. People get us confused all the time. It's not easy coming in here because like the signage is pretty minimal. He's looking for the printing guys. Yeah, happens all the time. And we don't have a sign in our building, so all the buildings look identical too.
Yeah.
Like when I first came here, I was like, it would be easy to get lost in here. So I have to go get a license. That's really step one.
Yep. Yeah, doing a race school would be really good anyway. I mean,
You think so? But for a guy who hasn't heard that word, it's called school. Since I was in grade 8, I've never gone to school for nothing. Actually, that's not true. It would be considered a school. The only thing I did after I dropped out of school that really required true school type mentality, studying and reading, was I actually had, and I say had because you have to renew it every, I believe it's every year or 2 years. I had industrial level first aid because back in the day I was going to go and I wanted to be a paramedic or a firefighter. I was going to do like first responder stuff.
Yep.
And in order to even get into that, you had to have like your commercial industrial first aid. So I went and did a really high intensity course, which was typically taken by guys who had already had that certificate and were getting renewed. And so it was a really intense 2-week course, which is a really short period of
lot of
time
stuff
to learn from zero.
Yeah.
But I got the highest score in the class. I got a 98.7. And it was cool because you have to do all the studying, which is like a freaking encyclopedia of like 450 pages of like medical term stuff I had to learn. And so I remember doing it when I was younger. I actually went and stayed at my dad's house when he lived on this island called Cortez Island because it was so secluded. There was no distractions. So I went there and I studied, and then I went and did the 2-week course. And it's crazy because at the end of the course, they make you basically role player act out an accident. They create an accident scene, and you have to practically go in there and follow the steps of assessing who's hurt, assessing who needs the most immediate attention based on life-threatening injuries, and then you have to actually go around and repair or stabilize each person in the crash scene. And it was crazy. I had a bus crash. So I had like 12 people, dude. From like a sprained ankle all the way up to like a dude had his like leg coming out of his pants and the whole 9 yards. So you have to use like gauze and like a splint and everything to stabilize this guy, and a tourniquet because he was technically, the bone was sticking out of his leg and it was on an artery. So I had to like tourniquet that off so he wouldn't bleed to death. It was crazy. It was so intense. It was cool though. So I got that certificate, but you have to renew that and stay on top of it all the time. But that was the last time I did anything that was like school level stuff.
Yeah.
And I was 19. So that was a few years ago. It was like five birthdays ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like anyway.
So school would be interesting because I would imagine it's not just you go there and it's all practical knowledge where you just jump in a car. I'm pretty sure it starts in a classroom with probably a book, yeah?
It starts in a classroom, but it's a lot of, I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because they're not like, okay, open your book to page 17. At least I think,
Thank goodness.
from what I've heard, because I haven't done racing school.
My
I haven't done a racing school.
Then it wouldn't be this.
But they're more like, you know, big whiteboard, talking about the line, talking about what you're doing with the car, trail braking, turning in. So a lot of it's going to be stuff that you've already learned. But going out there, doing that school, picking up little bits of information that you don't know yet, and running through that school, and then basically at the end of that, you get your, you know, provisional race license with the club.
That's cool.
So, and then you can go out and actually start doing, because you need to know the basics. You need to have a good understanding of how everything works, all the flags, the rules on track, the
All
rules
the
off track,
safety.
right? Yep, safety.
There's a lot of safety stuff still that like you have to prove to that you can do things like get out of the car quick enough.
Yeah, so they'll have like a 5 to 10 second deal of you're in the car, Hans, everything belts tight,
Radio.
window net, yeah, everything buckled in, and go, and you got to jump out of the car in 10 seconds.
Probably got to do it blindfolded too.
Yeah.
Because if the car was full of smoke, you have to be able to get out without
Yeah.
being able to see.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So yeah, they want to make sure that
You'd have to know where to be able to probably kill the power, push the fire suppression, and then take all your stuff off and get out within 10 seconds.
And I would imagine, right? It's like they basically walk you through all this stuff because when you go to like a legit NASA race, they're just like, all right, we're racing. Everyone's got a license. Let's go.
yeah,
Like, there's
they're
no
not,
like.
they're not going over a lot of stuff.
No, it's
they're
like you
not
should- yeah.
like an HPDE where they're going, okay, guys,
So
the
this
yellow flag
flag-
means this. It's like, all right, guys, we're talking about racing. Here's the race start. These guys in this class are going to be leading the pack. GT3 is going to hang back, and GT3 pole sitter, you better know what you're doing. We're doing a split start. If you mess up everybody's race.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole field's coming back in. So, yeah, they just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page and knows what's going on.
That'd be really cool. We should go do that, you and I. I'll go get my license, and then we should do an endurance race.
That'd be fun. We take Dave's car.
Hell yeah. Yeah, beat that thing up.
Yeah.
Keep the Evo 2 good.
Keep it fresh.
Fresh.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave's car would be a good endurance little car, hey, for that course.
It'd be really
Because
good.
the Evo 2 is probably out-categorized that level of endurance racing.
Yeah, I mean, we'd probably be in some sort of unlimited class with that car. And there could be other unlimited class cars out there, but that also means we'd probably be running against,
Much
like,
more
prototypes.
Pro drivers.
yeah, like, yeah,
Like LMP,
the LMP3
car.
cars.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We need one of those. Let's just start with getting my license. Then let's go with trying an endurance race. That's like 3 hours or 4 hours. And then we'll work our way up. That'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Deal.
Get Dave a license, too. He can do a three driver.
Bro. Settle down. He just said get Dave a license.
No, you know, no.
Dave will just
What we should
Dave
have-
will just be the team owner, sitting in the pit, smoking a cigar.
Team principal.
You should do.
Dave would love to take up smoking again since you quit it when he was young.
You should do a NASA endurance race, and we should have Dave do King of Hammers. Or we should have Dave do Baja
He'd actually be
in
down
the
for any
van.
of that
No,
stuff. We
no,
all-
dude, that'd be
we all-
so funny.
Honestly, we all like off-roading. That's what we all did growing up.
Exactly. We take the Hummer
Bro.
and we make the whole bed a fuel tank.
A Dakar truck. Turn the Hummer into a Dakar, like full, the full suspension. Take the windscreen right out of it. So all you do is you wear the helmet with the oxygen going into it, or the fan.
Nice helmet, bro.
Dude, yeah. This guy has a very special position.